Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm going to be doing an unpacking video from my trip to Disneyland. So I had originally filmed a packing video, but I think I mentioned in my planning video that one of the clips would not load to my iPad properly, and so I just had to scrap the whole video. So I thought it would be fun to maybe do an unpacking video. I have for the most part unpacked everything mostly. I'll show a time lapse of that right now, but basically I thought I would do a little bit of an unpacking video and kind of talk to you guys about my trip because it was a lot of fun. I had a really great trip. Sam and I had so much fun in Disneyland, and I just wanted to, you know, talk about it while I unpack what I have left here. We're just going to do that together, I guess. I have already mostly unpacked things. My bed is just kind of a mess right now because my friend slept over last night. She stayed here with Weasley, and we didn't get home until after like 11 last night, so she just ended up spending one more night. So I wanted to give her her gifts before she left this morning, and then I also wanted to bring the gifts over to my sister's house for my nieces and nephew that are there. So that stuff is already unpacked, but now I just have a big mess on my bed that I will go through because I need to get some laundry done before I go back to work tomorrow. Let's just get started. So this bag is mostly unpacked, except some pencil crayons. I actually have no idea how pencil crayons ended up in here because I packed these suitcases and I don't remember packing any pencil crayons. And then I took some plastic bags from Target because we no longer have plastic bags in Canada, and I use these for my garbage cans. So I took these from our Target trip. I'll show in this video because this video will 100% be up after I give out these gifts, but here's a little outfit I got for Sam's sister who had a little baby girl while we were away, so she gets this cute little outfit. And then we got her a little patch Disney baby, which is so soft and so cute. So that is for the new little baby girl. Laundry. But let's talk about our trip because it was fantastic. So we flew out Sunday last week, and we had absolutely zero problems with any sort of travel. Everything went as perfectly as it probably could have gone. We got there, we got to our gate, waited for our flight, no problems there. Got on our flight, no problems. Landed, our one bag arrived. We only checked one bag. Should start by saying that. We checked one bag and it arrived. So absolutely no problems there. And then our shuttle arrived, took us to Anaheim. Everything went perfectly. Like, I literally can't think of anything that went wrong. If I had to say one thing that went not perfectly flying there was the fact that when we landed, we probably waited about 20 some minutes for, not for our bag, but just to know where our bag would be arriving, like which carousel it would be at. So 20 minutes had passed from us getting off the airplane, and we're in the airport, and they finally made an announcement saying where our bags would be coming from. So we waited there, our bag came, and by that point they still hadn't even like marked on like the TV for that carousel that the bags from that flight were coming, which I thought was kind of funny. That's not a problem. Like, that wasn't even something wrong that happened. But if I had to say something not good that happened traveling, it was that. And then the only thing I have negatively to say about traveling home, and I had this problem when Nicole and I went to Disneyland, so it wasn't necessarily the driver, it's the company. When Nicole and I went to Disneyland, we had probably about an hour until our shuttle was coming to pick us up at our hotel. So we are still in our hotel room, we're doing our last minute packing, getting ready to head out. And I get a notification on my phone saying your driver will be there in 10 minutes. So Nicole and I were freaking out. He's 15 minutes early. We are not ready at all. So we both just kind of threw all our stuff into suitcases and got out the door and waited down in the lobby. And we waited in the lobby for 40 minutes. The app was telling us that he was 10 minutes away, but he obviously wasn't, and he only showed up 10 minutes before he was supposed to pick us up, which that's fine. And so the same kind of thing happened to Sam and I. We were getting ready and we had about 2 hours before our shuttle was supposed to come pick us up. So our plan was to check out, leave our bags at the hotel, and then go get breakfast. But at the like 2 hour mark before the shuttle was supposed to come, I'm getting a notification saying that the shuttle driver is going to be there in 30 minutes. For me, I was thinking, is this real? Is this the same thing that happened with Nicole and I, because it's the same company? And it was the same thing that happened to Nicole and I, because we ended up just staying at the hotel. We did run and get some fast food and just eat it at the hotel. But literally from the time that it said your driver is 30 minutes away until he actually came and picked us up was 2 hours. So this guy came and picked us up on time, but the app was telling us he was 30 minutes away for 2 hours. Not the driver's fault. It's something to do with the app and the company, I'm assuming. And on top of that, this driver did not say a single word to us, which I know some people don't like to be chatty. I'm a very chatty person, so I like to chat with people. Our driver from LAX to Anaheim was very friendly and he talked to us quite a bit. But this driver, he pulled up, the type of car he was driving was showing from the app. So I knew it was him, but I just like went up and confirmed with him. So I asked him, I was like, are you here for Jodey? And he said, yes. That was the only thing he said to me the entire time we were with him. He came out of the car, we loaded our stuff into his trunk, he helped us with that. He did not say a single word from the moment we got into the car until he pulled away from us at the airport. When we said thank you, didn't even say like you're welcome or no problem, said nothing. Didn't even confirm with us like which airline we were going to, if we needed international or a domestic flight. Like he had no idea. If I had to say anything bad about this trip, it was those two minor situations, which are not bad, especially considering the fact with how crazy travel was in 2022, with like flights getting canceled, bags getting lost all over the world. The fact that we got our bag to Anaheim and then it got back to us here with absolutely no issues, I have nothing to complain about. But other than that, we had just the most fantastic trip ever. The only thing I really have here to quickly show is I have my wedding ears that if you watch my planning video, you know I almost forgot these, and we did get these embroidered with our wedding date on them. I have everything getting piled up into the computer room, and after I film this video and start some laundry, I will film a haul video. These clothes did not get worn, so they can go back into my drawers. So the first day we got there, we got to our hotel and we couldn't check in yet because we got to our hotel at like 1 and they're like, oh yeah, you can't check in yet. So we're like, okay, no problem. So we walked to Target. Well, we first walked to Red Robin, and Sam and I had lunch at Red Robin, which always is just the best. We both very much love Red Robin. And then across the street from Red Robin is the Target. So then we went to Target. And I've actually had some pretty not great experiences with that particular Target, the Target on Harbor Boulevard. The last, I don't know, 3-4 trips I've been on to Disney and we've hit up that Target, it has been not good. Very, very unimpressed with the selection of stuff that they have had. However, this time the Target was fantastic. Don't know where it is at the moment, but we have a cooler bag somewhere. We have this cooler bag. I bought this from Costco back in early 2022, and I bought it for our trip to Disneyland in 2022. And this thing is such a great thing to get and have for a Disney trip. Sam and I got some snacky things at that Target, and we had so many great snacks from the stuff that we had bought at Target. Obviously, if you're going to Disneyland, you're going to be getting some of the snacks there. Like, you have to get like a Dole Whip and you have to get things like that. But it was just kind of nice to, you know, have some snacks that were like a little bit healthier and also way cheaper than Disney snacks. If you're going to Disney, I absolutely highly recommend getting something like that, like a little cooler bag like that. Sam brought his backpack like this every single day to the park. And it was very convenient because we did go obviously in January, so the weather was quite a bit cooler. But so in the morning we would walk over to the park in sweaters, and then by mid-afternoon we were usually out of the sweaters because it got really warm. It got up to like 20 some degrees. But then by the evening, obviously it was cold again and we wanted to, you know, have a sweater again. So Sam bringing this backpack was fantastic. Plus the cooler bag fit in there, even with the sweaters in there. And also it was just a nice kind of easy place to keep things, like if we bought some souvenirs or something throughout the day, we could throw them into here rather than carrying around like a Disney bag all day long. Things I highly recommend. Bring a cooler bag and bring some sort of backpack to keep the cooler bag and some snacks in, and depending on the time of year you go, keep a sweater in, because even as Canadians we needed a sweater. I also brought home for myself a whole bunch of maps, and this isn't even all of them. I forgot some, so Tori is going to be sending me more maps. I haven't posted them yet on my Poshmark, but I make canvases with the Disney maps, and I got California Adventure ones and then obviously Disneyland one, but I completely forgot to get any for the 100th anniversary. So I don't have any maps from like the new maps that released for the 100th anniversary. Tori was very kind, because if you followed my planning video, you know that my friend Tori was there when we were there, and so she is there for today. The day that I am filming this video is her family's last full day, so I asked her if she would grab me some Disneyland and California Adventure 100 maps. She said she would, and she will send them my way when she gets home. Thank you for doing that, Tori. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of maps here to make some of those collages with that I make. Another suitcase completely unpacked. Then last one, just my big one here, which again doesn't have much left in it to unpack. My ears, and a pair of ears Sam picked out for a friend of his. One thing about this trip that was nice was this was me and Sam's very first trip together, just the two of us since 2019. We went to Vegas together in 2019, and this was the first trip we've done just the two of us since then, which was a lot of fun. And it was also a lot of fun that Tori was there with her family. Sam got to finally meet Tori's mom, who, as I've talked about before in my videos, is like my #1 fan. I love Tori's mom so much. If you're watching this video, which I know you are, Linda, we had a lovely time. Thank you again for letting us join in on all your family activities and stuff. It was so much fun to hang out with you all, and obviously so much fun to always see Tori, because she lives in Ontario, so I don't get to see her very often. And it was just the best surprise ever that we were going to be in Disneyland at the same time. And it's just funny because she lives in Ontario, so obviously her like home park is Disney World. Disneyland is obviously our home park because we're way closer to it here in Alberta. The timing of it just worked out perfectly. The fact that they were just going to Disneyland specifically. They were going for Tori's mom's birthday. It was Tori, her boyfriend Nick, and then her parents, and out of the 4 of them, only Tori has ever been to Disneyland. And then there's me, it's my 13th time, no big deal. The timing of it, I could not believe how perfectly that worked out, that they were there the exact same week we were there. Disney magic. It was so much fun to see them. We did spend one full day, just Sam and I. Monday was our first day in Disneyland that we spent just the two of us. They weren't even in Anaheim for that day, so we didn't see them. And then the next day, Sam and I did California Adventure, just the two of us, but we left to go have breakfast with them at Goofy's Kitchen. And then from there, just Sam and I went back to California Adventure. Wednesday, we spent pretty much the whole day with them at Disneyland. At one point, they had to leave to go check into their resort because they were staying at the Disneyland resort. And then they moved to the Grand Californian. So they had to just kind of go and recheck in at the Grand Californian. They came back. We went to Oga's Cantina, the 4 of us. Thursday, we met them up in the morning and we did a few things with them in the morning, but then Sam and I spent most of Thursday by ourselves, and we got like a whole bunch of photos taken with our Genie Plus that we had bought for the day. And then we met up with all of them again for dinner, and then we went on Rise of the Resistance, which was amazing because the line only said 45 minutes, which already is like super short for Rise of the Resistance, and it was a 20-minute wait, which was fantastic. I couldn't believe how quick we went through that line. We literally like flew through it. I don't even think I was paying attention properly because like the 4 of us were chatting and everything, so I don't even think I was like really paying attention to to where we were in the queue, and then all of a sudden we were being brought into the room where hologram Ray is. So it was so quick. I could not believe how quick we flew through that line. That was me and Sam's last day at Disneyland, so we tried to get in like a couple more rides, like we did Star Tours. Oh, forgot to mention, on our first day Monday, we did Star Tours, and I was the Rebel Spy, which was so exciting. I was saying to my brother-in-law today, Zach, he was like, oh, I can't believe it's taken you so long and you've never been the Rebel Spy before. And I was like, yeah. The first time I went on Star Tours when they've changed it and now that they have this whole Rebel Spy thing was when I went to Disney World and I started my program I did, which was over 10 years ago at this point. This was the very first time on this trip that I was the Rebel Spy, which was so exciting for me. And then on our very last ride of Star Tours on Thursday, Sam was the Rebel Spy, which was just so great, so much fun. They've also changed it now because when we were there in March, they still took the Rebel Spy photo while you're sitting there, but now it seems like that they take it while you're still kind of like getting settled into your seats, because all of the Rebel Spy photos, none of the people were wearing their 3D glasses, which is kind of smart because now you can actually like kind of tell. I got cut off there, so I don't know what the last thing I said was, but basically I was saying that now they take your photo before you put on your 3D glasses. So now you can actually like kind of tell that it's you rather than, oh, I think that's me, but there's these big 3D glasses on, so I don't know for sure. Either way, me and Sam both got to be the Rebel Spy, which was just so awesome. That was our last Disneyland day, and then Friday we had one more day at California Adventure, which same thing as the Wednesday. We spent most of the day with Tori and her family. We did separate for a little bit. So Sam and I did all of our very last minute shopping. We brought those back to our hotel, and then we hung out at our hotel for about an hour before we went back to the park, met up with Tori and Nick, and then spent the rest of the evening together. And what was also just fantastic and literally like the cherry on top of just such a perfect vacation. On Tuesday, Sam and I at California Adventure watched World of Color, which is beautiful and amazing, and I love World of Color. That was the OG World of Color, and starting on Friday, they started doing the 100th anniversary World of Color. Well, Tori and Nick actually said that they saw it on Thursday, so they must have started it early. They were saying from their room at the Grand Californian, they could actually watch World of Color. It wasn't the most like perfect view ever, especially of like the water screens. They said to us, if you guys want, we can watch World of Color up on our balcony. And I thought about it, and they were like, if you don't want to because the view isn't perfect, that's totally fine. We'll get into the virtual Q4 World of Color on a Friday afternoon. And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I think I would love to do it from the balcony, because on our last day of our vacation, the last thing I really wanted to do was to be in a crowd of people and have to like stand there. You can't really sit down at that point. You just gotta stand there for like an hour and a half to get a decent spot and just stand there in a crowd of people waiting for World of Color to start. And yes, it would have been a great view, but the view we had was absolutely incredible. We could still hear everything. We could still see basically everything. And it was so amazing, and it was just such a perfect way to end the vacation, just sitting there on this like perfect little balcony watching World of Color, and it was perfect and amazing, and just like I said, the perfect way to end this vacation. And I loved it so much. The parks were a little bit busier than I was expecting them to be. I mainly think that's due to the fact that the 100th celebration started while we were there, but for the most part, it was still just such a good trip. Oh my goodness, like I am so upset to be home because we came home and it was like 20 degrees in California when we left, and now it is minus 20 degrees and snowy, and I have to go back to work tomorrow, and I just don't like that. But either way, it was such an amazing trip, and I am so happy that this opportunity happened, because as I said in the planning video, it was very kind of last minute planned and decided that we were going to go on this trip, but absolutely worth absolutely every single penny that we put into this trip. There was a few things that happened that made it a little bit more expensive than we were anticipating it to be, but you know what, it was okay. It was so worth it. Just the best trip ever. We had so much fun. It was so nice to spend time, just the two of us, and just so nice to actually get to see like my best friend, who, as you know, I don't get to see very often. Just the absolute timing of that was so perfect. I don't know what else to say except I'm so happy we were able to go. I'm so happy we went. I'm so happy we took the opportunity, because we could have very easily just been like, no, it's fine. We're gonna not go. We're gonna save money. But I'm so happy we went. I don't have a single regretful thought about going on this trip at all. Like, there's nothing about this trip that I regret. Not the financial part about it. Like, I still haven't looked at my credit card bill yet. We'll see. Maybe when I do look at that, I'll have a little bit more regret, but I really don't think so. It was just such an incredible trip, and I am so happy we went. I've just been standing here. I'm basically done unpacking, but all of these things have to go into like different places that are out of view of the camera, so that's why I'm just kind of standing here. I'm gonna put these things away now. So with that all being said, I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys for watching it. I will have a haul video coming up in the next little bit. That is the next thing I'm going to film after I finish just kind of placing these things. I'm gonna get some laundry into the machine, get that going, and then I'll film that haul video. So look forward to that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, I would love it if you would like and subscribe. I post new videos every single Friday, and I would love to have you here. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.